Hi guys, welcome back for my second video of 2018. Um, 2 out of 2, so far so good on my weekly videos, so I'm hoping I can really keep this up. That is the goal. Um, Tonight's video is an important one, I think, because it wasn't one that was specifically asked to me recently, but it has been a question that I have been asked, and it was something that I was told when I was young, when I was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome, that hasn't really played out and hasn't really been true into my adult years, and that is the myth that Tourette syndrome goes away into adulthood or into your 20s or late 20s. Um, I remember thinking when I was younger that I remember thinking and being so excited to get into my 20s for the pure fact of thinking my Tourette's were going to be gone. Like the words I can't wait until I'm in my 20s and I don't tick anymore came out of my mouth because I thought it was true. It was told to me almost my whole life, or I read it online or something, and everything you read on the internet's true. So, and but it's just not. And the unfortunate truth, at least for me, and remember, I do say myth in quotes because it's different for everybody. Some people, it might have gone away into their adult life. It might have gotten better. But for me, unfortunately, it has gotten worse. I take more than I ever have as an adult. Um, and into my adulthood and throughout college, if you watch that video about my life in college, I had to be on medication my entire college career, and my senior year of high school I was on medication. So the older I got, the worse my tics got, and to the point of me having to succumb to medication, and that was a very hard decision for me. I also have a video on that. I think it makes sense. I think it makes more sense for it to get worse into adulthood personally, because as you're an adult, there's so much more stress in your life than when you were a child. When I was ticking, I was just ticking because. Well, now as an adult, I tick when I'm excited. I tick when I'm angry, when I'm stressed, when I'm nervous or anxious. And I have all of those feelings so much more as an adult because I have so many more responsibilities. I own a house with my husband. I have a full-time job. I have a second job now working at a gym, which I'm very thankful for. More life events happen as an adult. Unfortunately, more heartbreaking events happen. Last year was a really hard year for my family and I. We lost a lot of really great people, and you go through all these stressful situations. You go through trying to have a job and trying to keep a social life and trying to maintain friends and everything else, and it can get very stressful, and all that stress weighs down so much on a person with Tourette's, way more than the average person. I always try to emphasize that to people who don't know a lot about Tourette's, because it is. I truly believe it's different for us. Like, at least for me, I handle stress a lot differently than the average person. Because if you're watching this and you don't have Tourette's, say you've had a really stressful time, you had a really stressful week, or a stressful day, everything went wrong, and you just want to come home, you want to sit down, you want to relax, you want to not think about anything, and you want to forget it ever happened. Well, as a person with Tourette's, I can do that to an extent, but when I come home and sit down, all those stressful events and all those tics that wanted to happen because of that stressful event that may have not have come out for whatever reason, whether I was trying to avoid it, whether I was trying to hold it in, or my body just didn't get it all out. At that point in time, when my body is relaxing, my brain thinks, hey, this is an excellent time for all the tics that you didn't do today to come out right now. And it happens every single night before I go to bed. I have like a little mini, I wouldn't necessarily call them a tic attack, but I tick a lot right before I go to bed because that's where I'm most relaxed. I'm about to fall asleep and I'm about to forget about my day, and so it's so much different. And like I said, as an adult, I have so many more things. I have so many more things to think about and so many more situations to deal with on a daily basis, and it gets stressful and it gets hard. And I think it sucks that I grew up thinking that this was going to go away because it's not true. For some people, it might have, but on more often than not, I have been associated with people through the internet or reading their stories and seeing that it hasn't gone away, or that they've even gotten adult onset Tourette syndrome, and that it's basically the exact opposite. And now, mind you, I know that I was diagnosed 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and so I know we have come a long way even just in that time, so there is the difference there. But I did want to make the connection and make a video telling you about how that just really isn't true for the majority of the population, in my opinion, and it makes sense to me. And so I think it's important for moving forward for doctors and everyone else to realize when they're teaching somebody about Tourette syndrome that you can say that it could get better into adulthood. Not that it's going to. I was 100% convinced there was going to come a day in my life where I was going to stop ticking. I was never going to get stopped in my tracks or in the things I said to get a tick out, because my stomach had to contract, because my neck had to move, because I had to flick my hand, because I had to hold my breath. Anything. I was convinced that I was going to know what that felt like. And who knows, maybe years down the road, maybe that time will come. But right now, as it stands right now, um, time doesn't necessarily heal Tourette syndrome. You might have a better understanding of it, you might have a better grasp on it, and you even might be able to hide them in a better way. But in my personal opinion, it does not get better into adulthood. I think, like I said, the understanding gets better and it gets easier to accept. That part of it, definitely. I've always had a positive attitude, but even into adulthood, it's just gotten better and better, my attitude towards it, because you learn that you either have to accept it or you have to live miserable. So I don't want you to think that my life just sucks as an adult, because it doesn't. I'm very thankful for every single thing in my life, and I'm thankful for this journey. um, Tourette's does make it harder and it does get tricky, but the ticks themselves do get worse. There are days that absolutely suck, I'll be honest. But there are really good days as well, and I just thought it was a very important topic to cover, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any other questions at all, please, please, please don't hesitate to ask me, and please remember to like, comment, if you have any comments to give to the video, subscribe, and please keep sharing with your friends. You guys have no idea how much it means to me and what a difference some of these videos are making for some people. It makes me feel really awesome. Let me know if there's any other topics that you'd like me to discuss in future videos, and I'll get on it. And until next time, guys, see you later.